Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Louise Minchin and Dan Walker.
Our headlines for you at 6 o'clock.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Louise Minchin and Dan Walker.
Our headlines for you at 6 o'clock.
All morning, it's Tuesday today, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is Tuesday. Let's have a look at some of the front pages for you.
A vet rang, I'm so excited by this, to say that crumpets had been found on a golf course a few miles from home.
10 years on?
10 years later.
Well.
And presumably she must have had a chip, so that's why they knew where she was. Anyway, apparently when they said, obviously as soon as we saw her when she came out to us, she was wiggling around and wagging her tail.
That's a
recognise them.
Story. 10 years, that's probably the most of the dog's life. It's been away, but that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, and to say she's had quite a lot of... Apparently she looks like she's had puppies and she needs quite a lot of medical attention. I'd love that story. Well, I mean, I hate that they've had her missing for 10 years, but
you've
to
got
get her
power,
back...
Louise. You can get them on BBC Breakfast. I've got two hair-related stories, OK? I remember we had Maggie Keenan on yesterday, Margaret Keenan, first person in the world to get the COVID jab. She was 91. There's another Margaret who's 91. Here she is, and she is still running a well, not barbershop, the hairdressers back in the 1950s, I think, 1956. She's only had one day off, not in the salon, and that was in 1958 when her son Adrian was born.
No.
So, good old Margaret, who's 91. And this is the other hairdressing-related story. Lots of young men are going into the hairdressers asking for a Foden, apparently.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's continue that discussion, because I'm sure Sally was listening very carefully to what our GP was saying this morning.
Oh, yeah, Sally's at Wembley for us this morning, which is looking...
Now, there's been a huge rise in the number of people who don't have the most basic furniture for their homes.
One charity in Bath says demand for their help has gone up by almost a third during the pandemic. Fiona Lambden reports. Really interesting to see that. Do get in touch with us if you've got similar stories about that as well.
Yeah, a normal email address, bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk, and you can also find us on social media if there's anything you want to discuss that we're talking about this morning.
Liverpool's bursting cultural and historical past was just part of the reason it was awarded World Heritage status back in 2004.
But the city's special label is now under threat after the body that awards it, UNESCO, said modern developments on the waterfront have seriously damaged the history.
Let's speak to Kevin Egan.
Do you remember a few years ago we went to the Grand National Waits Lunch, didn't we? One of those amazing heritage buildings down on the front.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really stunning.
Yeah.
I've done a brilliant, obviously, triathlon there as well, swimming in the docks.
I didn't know you did triathlon.
You're funny, that. Anyway, time now to get the news, the travel and the weather wherever you are. Now, as final year pupils prepare to say their goodbyes to classmates, the teachers of one school in Suffolk decided to give their Year 11s a send-off that they won't forget.
You believe? More than 900,000 times.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
You enjoyed it? Would you believe? More than 900,000 times.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
You enjoyed that? Yeah. You love the Great Shimmer, though, don't you?
I love that. I'd love to be able to dance. But there you go. I can't. 7:13. Carol is looking at the glorious weather this morning. There's we've seen lovely weather all over the place. Carol, thank you very much.
7:15. As we've been hearing today, coronavirus is casting a shadow over the build-up to both Scotland and England's final group matches in the Euros tonight. First, Scotland's Billy Gilmour tested positive for the virus, so he can't play in their game against Croatia.
And England's Ben Chilwell and Mason Mount are in isolation because they'd hugged and chatted to Gilmour after the sides met at Wembley on Friday, so they are both unlikely to feature against the Czech Republic.
Let's discuss some of the issues around this with Mark.
Playing that, so it must mean there's an Olympics around the corner.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Well, let's hope it all goes ahead. Did you see they had a positive test, didn't they, in Japan? One of the athletes in Japan.
I've literally got my fingers crossed.
We need a bit of Olympic love this summer. Let's get some news, some travel and some weather. Wherever you are watching this morning, we'll see you in a couple of minutes' time.